Money Radio, discussing the business of making and spending money.
Hey, welcome to Money Radio on Leadership Television. We are going to be focusing on our sister publication, National Economy, where we'll be discussing cover stories and some of the stories in the paper. My name is Winifred Webo, and with me in the studio is the editor of National Economy, Kingsley. Kingsley, it's a pleasure to have you.
Good afternoon.
Kingsley is an in-house news analyst. Thank you so much. Let's see National Economy and the cover story today. National Economy says 8 months to go. Fuel subsidy dilemma poses more headaches for Nigeria's weak economy. 8 months to go. Fuel subsidy dilemma poses more headaches for Nigeria's weak economy. 6 trillion naira projected yearly spend on fuel subsidy. Kingsley.
Okay, so actually it's a dilemma because
the queues are back, Kingsley.
of course it should be, and you can understand that when this is a bad policy that has been on for close to 50 years running now. When government came up with this idea of subsidy, that was around 1973. The idea was to cushion the effect of the landing cost on of this product delivered to refineries, so the prices can, by the time it gets to the end user, the price will come a bit low. But then, unaccessible. But then, since then, it doesn't seem to abate, and it has not been able to deliver in terms of what it was originally intended to achieve. In the sense that, with the rising population, demand on the product has also increased. It has also come with a cost on the economy itself. Before then, government was allowing this to be determined by the market forces, reflecting, the cost of crude, the cost of processing it, transportation, and the marketing cost. All these things were actually factored in when market forces were determining the cost of this petrol. But with the introduction of this subsidy, everything was just like on a roller coaster. Now, the problem again is that the end users, most of the times, all these monies that have been voted for subsidy ended up in the pockets of some few individuals.
Yes, I was even coming to that. During the first administration of this present government, we did see that the fuel subsidy scam.
Yes.
Fraudsters, they were being tried, they were being prosecuted. But nothing has been heard. Seems like the cases went order.
Yes, it was also alleged because there were some big guns that you cannot touch. It's not just trying to hit the man at the bottom. There were people at the top that were allegedly involved in the entire scam and all the rest. So, but then the only way to end this is one, just stop it. Stop enriching very few people. And then, do you even know that in the last 50 years, between 73 and 9, that's about 50 years. Between that, there's been a collapse of. There's been a collapse of this petroleum, downstream infrastructure. Like you have the refineries, the depots, the pipelines, the storage facilities. They are not working. The idea before was, okay, these things are working, so we try to reduce the cost. At least let us bear the cost of the landing cost of the product, so that by the time you and I get it, but now these things are not even working in the first place.
But how come? Is it that there's no government will in tackling this fraud in the oil sector? Because we have a situation whereby before the present administration came on board during the 2014 campaigns, they did say that subsidy is a scam and it's something they are going to do away with.
Yes.
But we see that they came on board. Initially, they were calling it, there was a name that was meant for it. They were calling it.
Yes.
Before they finally came out to say, no, it's not actually this name. It's subsidy we are paying. So why has the federal government not been able to think it's in order.
That is
Not this present administration,
Yeah.
even the previous.
The
What
previous
is actually happening?
Yeah,
Is there any cabal bigger than the government?
that is what I can't really categorically say here. But what I do know is that it has been favoring very few people. The problem again is that when you look at the debate on subsidy,
Yes.
it is almost 50-50. Those who say no, remove it, and those who say no, leave it.
Mhm.
It's almost 50-50. It's 50-50.
Mm.
But I sincerely believe that those who are saying don't remove it, don't even know the cost on the economy. It is a complete drain on the economy.
It is.
Monies that would have been used or deployed to some other useful ends
Yes.
are used to maybe, help some very few corrupt government officials. That money goes to their pocket. There's nothing you can do to retrieve it. There's a report on this presidential committee on verification and reconciliation of fuel subsidy payments between just 2009 and 2011. That thing revealed that about 667 billion naira was spent annually, subsidizing millions of liters of fuel that Nigerians never used or even needed in the first place. In fact, some of them were not even traced. They could not even trace them.
And more worrisome is the fact that Nigerian government or through NNPC doesn't seem to have an idea of how much liters of fuel is being consumed by Nigerians daily.
Yeah,
Because in 2015, when they came on board, we had the former Minister of State for Petroleum, Kachuku, telling Nigerians that Nigerians consume 25 million liters, and now they are saying 66. So is it that there has been increase in cars? Sanity also took a swipe at this.
Yeah, the problem is that because they are not coordinated, sometimes they cannot reconcile these figures. One government official will come out and just throw a word, bring out one figure, but another one will come and bandy his own figure. So there's no reconciliation, there's no organization, there's no structure. Everybody is just having a field day. That's just the simple. They are having a field day. And some of them are praying that this removal doesn't happen. It's going to affect them. But then, when you look at government, 2011 to 2000 till now, government claimed to have spent about 20 trillion on subsidy.
20
Trillion.
Since 2015.
2011 until now, about 20 trillion naira was spent on subsidy. Then this year, though, it's spending about another over 5 trillion naira.
It's 25 trillion.
Yeah. In 2023, it's budgeted about 6.7 trillion, almost 7 trillion naira again. So who runs an economy like this? If who runs even an economy so clueless like this?
Now, Kingsley, now let's look at the impact of this money that you have had in the economy. The money that is going into subsidy.
Yes.
We talked about 26 trillion now.
Yeah, about 26 trillion. Yeah, something close to that. Because when you
what
add,
impact will it have had on the economy?
yeah, on the education, for instance, look at us. So every day they are going on strike. It's becoming a norm now. They are going on strike every day. Look at the poor state of our hospitals. When they want to, these top government people, when they are sick, they hear they have been flown abroad.
Yes.
Look at the state of the infrastructure. Look at even the roads. A lot of things this money would have been used to address. So it is believed that now, once you remove this subsidy, this money will be saved and can be deployed to other useful ends.
So you can actually say that Nigeria is running at a loss, given the fact that it cannot even also meet its open quota.
Of course.
It's pumping this huge amount of money.
Yes.
In, how do you relate that?
Well, it starts with coming with a clear, coherent policy. How do you tackle issues like this? I want to believe that there has never really been a blueprint for this downstream petroleum sector until the passage of this PIA, Petroleum Industry Act. It's been like, just do it the way you want to do it and run it. And those things, because of that, most people, investors that are supposed to invest here, were scared. Even the ones that are here are already divesting.
Yes.
Because we don't have a structure. We don't have a structure. So that is why you will see this person will come up with this, another person will come up with that figure, and nobody will be able to openly counter the other. It's all everybody, they'll call for a press briefing and give you their own figure. Another agency will come up, give you their own figure. Because no structure, they are not working together, they are just doing their thing.
But with this coming of a PI is supposed to come up
The regulation of
February, March, it was suspended.
First of all, to deregulate the downstream sector.
So what are we actually going to have when it comes on stream?
Yeah, when it comes on stream, we suspected that the big players in the industry, international, global players, will be able to come in. It's safe now for them to operate. Because now, one, like Dangote, contrary to maybe what some people may think, on the coming on board of that Dangote refinery may not really, it may have just minimal impact.
Yeah, how do you mean? Because many Nigerians have been looking forward to having Dangote's refinery come on stream, thinking that at least everybody have the notion that it's going to help to alleviate or remove this subsidy payment.
Oh, no. Contrary, the DG Budget Office and even the Minister of Finance came up publicly to even say it will have minimal impact. These are top government officials.
How so?
Yeah, because one, Dangote is situated at this free trade zone, Lekki free trade zone. So technically, by location, it's not in Nigeria. That's technically speaking. It's in a free trade zone, so it's operating there. What it simply means that, it will buy crude in dollars. And it will also sell at the market price, international market price. In dollars. That's what it means. The only thing this will save government is one, landing costs.
Okay. Yes,
Two, and then freight. They are not going to ship anything. It's already here. This, outside of these two things, government is not saving anything again. Then, of course, when you look at the positive side of it, it will create more jobs, more people will be employed, and all the rest of them. And then the international players can also come in because they now know that, whenever they refine their product, it will be sold at a competitive market price.
But how is it going to work? Because federal government is going to sell its crude to Dangote price.
Yeah, but it's going to sell.
Or it's just going to pay to Dangote to refine his crude.
Whatever the arrangement is going to have. But the issue is that
why I'm detailed about this is that don't forget that apart from crude itself, apart from PMS, maybe aviation fuel and all whatnot, there are also other byproducts of crude, like this petroleum, even these body creams, they are made from all this jelly.
Petroleum
We
products.
also have fertilizer. So who takes care of that?
Well, the thing is just that by location, Dangote Petroleum refinery is not in Nigeria. It's in a free trade zone.
Yeah. Okay.
So they don't deal in Naira and Kobo.
So would you say, okay, help us do refine this crude, or we are paying for it? They are going to give us the byproduct.
Just assume,
because we are paying for
just look at it from this way. If you are located in a free trade zone, you are going to be dealing, if you are going to buy, you have to use maybe $1 to buy. You're not going to use Naira. That's the simple truth. So even at that point alone, something should tell you that you're operating at a different frequency from what the local people have been doing. That being the case, if he purchases crude and pays in dollars, of course, what is even going to determine from that point the cost of fuel at the filling station will be, the cost of crude at the market. If it goes up, be sure that at the filling station you pay more for fuel. If it falls, at the filling station you pay less for fuel. But at least the market forces will come into full operation now, and begin to determine how these things play out.
Okay, what about modular refineries? I know that we have about 4. We have one in one in 5-1 and all those places.
Yes.
What's happened to them? We've not heard reports concerning that.
Well, I believe they are still working, and God willing, maybe between 2023 and 2024, they will also be, on their own end, from their own end, they will also be, supporting, But in the long run, we are going to be the highest beneficiaries.
Okay, Nigerians.
Nigerians.
But don't you
Because
think
look
if,
at what happened.
if just like what you said, that food deregulation, market force will determine, don't you think that at the end of the day, Nigerians are going to be paying so much more for fuel? Let's go on the break before we answer that. When we come back, you'll be very answers to the question I just asked. What viewers, don't go away. Stay tuned.
Money Radio, discussing the business of making and spending money.
Yes, welcome back. In case you're just tuning in, this is Money Radio on Leadership Television. I have a guest in-house analyst, Kingsley Alu.
Yeah,
He's National Economy Editor. And my name is Winifred. Yes, Kingsley, before we went on break, I was asking you, because we talked about aligning the market forces to determine price when these refineries, modular refineries and Dangote's refinery come on stream. But I'm wondering, won't then Nigerians be paying more for fuel? Considering the fact that some of our present governors did say that we are not supposed to be paying about 200 and something.
When you compare
for this subsidy, so won't it also
compared to our neighbors, actually the price of petrol is about in Nigeria is about the cheapest
okay,
compared to other.
But we have the oil.
Yeah, but who's refining the oil? Your refineries as good as dead. That's the thing. And even now, let's not make mistake things now. Government will also be buying from Dangote, at international price. When Dangote gets this crude, refines it, government will buy from Dangote at the international price. Like I've mentioned before, the only thing that government will be saved will be the landing cost, and it will also not pay for shipping. But outside of this, what will now determine, and that is what
at the end of the day, we are no longer going to be paying for subsidy.
No, we're not going to be paying for subsidy, and that is good because World Bank has won before now. You need to get rid of this. Allow free this sector. Let it move like the telecom sector. You remember the telecom sector before Obasanjo, and when he came, you saw what happened. Before you know it, Glow, all of them entered, and then look at it today. So you are not subsidizing nobody is subsidizing the cost you make, and you are not even feeling because you are used to it. If you want to make call and say, okay, I want to recharge you 2,000, you know how you regulate yourself. Or you want to buy data, you know how you use your data. And if you exhaust it, you know what to do. You don't need to go and call anybody to come and subsidize this. And that is what, because there is competition. Glow will come up with their own advert and their own promo, MTN will come up with their own promo, or Airtel will come up with their own promo, Etisalat, all of them will come up. Everything is just geared towards winning you over. They are trying to woo you to come to their own side. So, eventually when this sector opens up, that is what it's going to be. In the interim, in the short run, yes, it may appear that we are going to pay more because, the market forces will start determining how much we pay for those things. Like I say, if the price of crude rises, we'll pay more. If it falls, we'll pay less. Do you understand me? That is how it's going to be.
But you did also mention PIA, and that when PIA comes into effect, it was suspended for how many months? And it take effect whether February or March. Now, my question is: we have a situation whereby some foreign players or majors, they are relocating, they are winding down. So what then happens?
Well, this is it. You know, this look at the scenario now in the Niger.
And don't forget that the major superpowers, they are moving away from fuel-driven cars.
Yes,
they are set a date, a
to
target.
renewable energy.
So does Nigeria just have a bill on his hand? Not really a bill on his hand. At the end of the day, there's no players to regulate it with.
No. With the thing is that we are witnessing such massive investment now in the sector because at the moment the environment is not just okay.
Why is that so?
Yeah, because look at the Niger Delta. Look at what is happening. Nobody is protecting any facility until recently government engaged in Tompolo. You can see what he has been doing. But apart from that, the issue is that the moment there is this food deregulation, if you can't attack Airtel, MTN office and all the rest of them, you won't go and start attacking, because these refineries, when they come fully on stream, these big players, global players now, you will not, why would you want to? Because it's a matter of you choose where you want to buy your own product, buy your fuel. Do you understand?
Yes.
So a lot of things eventually will stabilize. It's just because, because of this thing, government don't seem to know how to handle for a very long time. That's why I had the restiveness in this thing. You see Shell and all of them saying they are divesting, they are moving out, and because it's not just,
favorable.
It's not favorable. Kidnappings, killings,
I thought that has
theft, and all the rest of them. So
pipeline
vandalization and all the rest of them, because of course they will assume what.
But the PIA too is with the 3% to host communities. I think it will be to their detriment if it's found that, because they said if they break pipeline, the money will not be.
They will not even allow you to break the pipeline. That's the way. You are seeing 3%, but when you look at how many liters that can be produced from that, it's huge, it's massive. They will not even allow you. It's just because things are the way they are. They are not where, like I've said before, it was originally skewed to favor the criminals that were operating in those regions. So you don't even know how many barrels of oil you produce in a day. You don't know. You don't know. Then you say you are going to get vigilantes to go and monitor. Those ones are even compromised again. You don't know. But then they feel, is it not the refineries? And if we have refineries all over working, like Abdul Samad Review, the DUA man, is also building one in Akwa Ibom, and hopefully by 2024 thereabout.
I hope it's not also in a free trade zone.
It's not even about. The idea is that when there is competition, it's when there is competition. It's to create competition. The problem now is that there is no competition. Until now, an NPC is the sole importer. There is no competition anywhere. All these stories you hear flying about here and there, this one will come up with nothing. It's because at the end of the day, you trace it to the doorstep of one person, the NNPC, one agency, NNPC. Let us have private players now. This sector, of course, NNPC is no longer, it's a company now. So
it should be publicly owned.
Thank you. So
by the time it's listed on,
of course, things are now moving the way it should move.
Now, talking about refineries, how come Nigeria has never been able to take that bold step in tackling issues of our refineries?
Because maybe the government of that time didn't think it was.
During the twilight of Obasanjo's administration, he did privatize it, but Yar'Adua came in and reversed it. What is happening? Is there a cabal bigger than government?
No, now with this PIA, now coming in force, all these things will be a thing of the past. That is why it is there. Even the intentional players are waiting for this PIA. If I want to invest my money in your business, I want to make sure that also it is safe for me.
Because how economical is it that when these oil refineries that you talked about, Dangote,
Rabiu,
the modular refineries come on board, Nigeria is now refining its crude from this thing. And at the same time, Nigeria is still paying its own workers. Are those comatose refineries that are not producing refining anything?
No, this is where the the next administration, hopefully, my prayer is that we're able to elect, put sentiment aside. Get somebody who understood how these things run.
Yes.
somebody who's prudent,
Yes.
in managing resources, somebody who understood the basis of economics. That is all it takes.
So somebody did
don't need
calculate
to
how
be
much has
popu-
been paid to these refinery workers.
No,
It
even
goes
the
into
minister-
billions of
The
naira
minister, even Minister
for
of Finance.
not refining just even a drop.
Yes, Minister of Finance even said it, that they can't continue pumping money into
It
this
doesn't make
in the
sense.
name of turnaround maintenance.
Yes.
Do you understand me? So the best thing is, let us encourage Dangote. Abdul Samad Rabiu, Elijah Abdul Samad Rabiu is also coming on stream, and other players, let them come in. Do you understand me?
Yes.
By the time they are there, I mean, what are we even? I can bet you, like I said, in the short run, we may feel the pinch of these things, but in the long run, the prices will start dropping on its own. It's a natural law.
Okay, let's see national economy. We have spent so much time discussing the headline story on the paper this Monday. So there are other stories on the paper. Let's see. We have why policy holders must demand claims from underwriters. This story is inside the national economy. We also have accessing BOI, that is the Bank of Industry funding to kickstart your business. So see what you need to do to access BOI funding inside the paper. We also have rising food prices. Any respite in sight? Kingsley, any respite in sight?
No, I don't think there's any respite in sight. Now, of course, farmers don't have funds to go back to in the first place because of this flooding here and there. So it's already a huge cost, on the economy. And for a long time to come, Nigerians are going to feel the pinch. We expect the prices, of course, the prices of commodities now, food prices, to start hitting the rooftops. We expect that because, yes, even before the flooding,
But the rain seems to have disappeared.
Yeah, but even if it has disappeared, it doesn't mean that the effect will just disappear overnight. If you can imagine the losses, losses alone. I was telling somebody that this Olam, they are farming Nasarawa. They lost about over $10.something million. It's gone and it's gone, all washed away. A lot of farmers lost several acres of land.
Rice,
farm, everything. So these things is not something you say. The concern before was if government had listened, if those in position had listened when these early warning signals were coming from NIMET, Nigeria Meteorological Agency. NIMET was sounding the alarm at the time. We are going to see flooding. We are going to see flooding. So the earlier we start to mitigate, the better. Nobody listened.
What would Nigerians have done under the circumstances? Would they have spread something to cover their bank lines?
Well, we heard that government, I think that should be last week, they went to Cameroon to see, a delegation went to see the government of Cameroon to discuss this issue of flooding. I think in our last program, we mentioned something about the dams and all this. The problem being that also they constructed a dam. We're supposed to also be the dam that's 2.5 times bigger than their own to absorb waters flowing from their dam here. And but nobody did it. If at the time, even the early warning signals, all these stop-gas measures are things government would have done.
And we didn't do anything.
We didn't do it, yeah.
So sad. So many takeaways from today's morning radio. Well, viewers, we've come to the end too soon. This is Morning Radio. Don't forget, same time, same station. Next week, we'll be reviewing national economic papers. Kingsley, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
And I remain Winifred. See you. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.